Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakodash. And to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the hopefully elect that is pushing this word in four corners, in the highways and byways. Once again, all praises, glory, and honor is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakodash. Right? This is the brother Zakaria here with another lesson. And this is going to be a brief M.O.T.B update, all right, over here in Guyana, right? So there's this video going around with one of the ministers over here talking about the, what you call it, the new EID that the finna roll out here in Guyana in very soon, very shortly, right? As they say over here, right? Now ultimately this EID is gonna lead to the micro C-HIP, right? Because ultimately that's their goal, right? Some places might already have it and be, way ahead of places like Guyana and, Trinidad and, quote unquote third world countries, right? Places like India and Switzerland and so forth, it's already have rolling out the RFID C-HIP, right? But, for Guyana over here, they haven't rolled out the electronical IDs yet, right? Which is still in the works, right? But my whole thing is just hurry up and get over with it, get along with it, right? Don't position this thing like is a good thing, is an upgrade. Just get along with it, right? Hey, just come out plain and say we want to chip everybody, right? But hey, then again, the scriptures say, they got to deceive the people into taking this thing, right? So at the end of the day, there's prophecy too, right? Now, I just want to play this video for a little bit, then come back and hit some more scriptures, right?
It's 7 o'clock. Who's still at their desk? I know I am. And I, as usual, try to check in to see what you want to know. And I notice people asking some questions. So let's get started. First, the 2025 pension book. There's an extra page. Once you have received your 2026 book, you can discard the 2025 book with the extra page. Now, all offices have pension booklets, so you should be able to receive your pension book. I know I've been telling you that we want to go digital and we want to encourage people to use the banking systems. This is something for you to start thinking about. It is not an imposition. We're not going to force anyone, but we want those who are now signing up for their.
Yeah, and they ain't gonna force anyone to go digital. That is for now, all right? But hey, at the end of the day, the scriptures say he calls it all, right? Both small and great, and how he calls it, he's gonna set up a system whereby, hey, you have to take this thing in order to continue in this society. And this in this instance here, we're actually talking about the quote unquote pensioners, all right? And there's one of the first set of people that they gave the juicy juice to, right? The C19 juice, and it looks like they want to target them as well to be the first person to receive these, first group of persons, right, to receive this e-card, and of course the RFID as well, right? Because there's an easy target, demographic. These old people, they're not, you know, they don't have to fight in them, right? They're very weak, you know. They're vulnerable, right? So, that's an easy target group for them, right? Hey, like I said, they ain't forcing nobody right now, but there's gonna come a time when they will, right?
Pensions, if you have a bank account, we want you to utilize the bank account because you will be able to receive your pension in your account and you can withdraw it whenever. Now, if you have an MMG account, you can do the same thing. You can withdraw it also completely. But note the bank account and the MMG account would have to be in your name. We're also going to be working with the banks to ensure that they are working with you to open bank accounts for you so that the process is easier. But this is the way of the world. The world is going digital, so you have to go with the way the world is going with too. Now, with regard to permanent disability books, all our offices have
Right. So here the comment is that, yeah, basically the world is going digital and we need to keep up, right? But why is the world going digital? That's the better question. Why? You know, the digital just give whoever is in charge more control. You know, so what this man want to do is actually set up a full authoritarian system where he could ensure that his kingdom could last a bit longer, right? Yeah, like the most I said, that ain't gonna happen because when he's about to fill his belly, then it's when he's gonna get snatched up, right? But with that, let me just read a few precepts, and then we're gonna maybe we'll play a little bit more of the video, right? So let me read it right here. This is Revelation 13 and verse 16. It says, "And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead." Right? It says, rich and poor, free and bond, right? Small and great. Basically, everybody, is what they're gonna target, right? With this micro C hip, right? And like I said, for now they positioning it as very innocent. We only had at least over here in Guyana, we only had the the EID, right? Electronic ID stage, right? But we know that the RFID is coming, right? Now it said cause it all, right? Now how would he cause it? Now let me check check the definitions, see some of the ways he's gonna or basically what the scripture mean by cause, right? This is the Strong's definition. It says apparently a prolonged from an obsolete primary to make or do, right? It says abide plus agree, appoint, avenge, bond together, Yeah, because this man is gonna put everything together, in the RFID. So if you don't have it, then you can't do nothing, right? It says be bear, be ray, bring forth, cast out, right? Because again, those who don't take the RFID is basically going to be cast out of society, you know. It says cause, commit, content, continue, deal without delay, execute, exercise, fulfill, gain, give, have, all, lay wait, light up, mean, none of these things move me, observe, ordain, right? And eventually it's gonna be ordained. It's gonna be like she said in the video that they're not forcing anyone. Yeah, they're not forcing anyone, but that is right now. All right, eventually it's gonna be mandated, right, or ordained by law, right, by the law of men, that in order to do this or that, right, you're gonna have to get it. It says perform, provide, have purged, right? So this man is gonna go to all hands to make sure, the movie, Salakia, to make sure the RFID is pushed. All right, like yeah, the movie the first purge, we're showing persons taking the RFID, right, to participate in the purge, and there was also paying them, right? So this man is going to do a heifer. He said, purpose, put, rising up, secure, shoot out, spend, take, tarry, transgress the law, hey, any all ends this fella is going to go to, right? Like you said, for right now, everything just seems peachy, but it's going to come a time where he's going to transgress his own laws, all right, because he already in transgression of the Most High laws, right? But it's going to come a time when he's going to, even transgress his own laws. The freedom of speech, the freedom of expression, and all these things is going to be trampled, right? So that this man could fully push his agenda, right? Right? And hey, there's just, it goes deeper than that, but there's just some example of how this man is gonna, push his RFID, right? In fact, let's do this. Right? It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? Let's look at buy or sell, right? Because if you can't buy or sell in society, you really can't, survive. You really can't you can't really dwell amongst the average populace, right? Or amongst the masses, right? Because everybody have needs that they have to take care of by buying and or selling, right? Okay. It says properly to go to the market, right? So all your grocery shops, right? Your supermarkets, your mini marts, the malls, right? You're not gonna be able to go to any of those places without this thing, all right? This M.O.T.B that the scripture is talking about, right? And like I say, the only thing that matches the description of it is the microchip, all right? The RFID microchip, right? That's the only thing that fits the description. It cannot be a tattoo. It cannot be an embargo. It cannot be a specific religion, right? It needs to be a universal something that I could, for one, serve in the place of identification, in the place of money, right? In the place of official documentations, right? So, hey, to people who still confused as to what exactly is the RFID, as to what exactly is the RFID microchip or the M.O.T.B, right? The mark of the beast. If you're genuinely ignorant, then get it. But if you've been with the scriptures, is an Israelite, Christian, whatever, and you don't believe it's the RFID, something wrong with you. All right, you need to get it by now. All right. Right. Sell. It says to be busy, to trade, to barter, as a peddler, to sell whatever is sold. Right. So it is pretty much straightforward. You wouldn't be able to buy or sell without this thing. Right. Can't. So hopefully the lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Again, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to the old for the elect. So shalom.